People have to start getting their head together instead of sitting around here talking stupid shit all the time. You know what I'm saying? Well, we see fraudulent transfer. Donald Trump allegedly sold Mar-a-Lago to Donald Trump Jr. before fourth arrest. He could do whatever he want to do. It's his property. Shut the fuck up. Nobody wants to hear about that. You know what I'm saying? If Trump goes to prison, it will be because of our strong American justice system. No, it would be because you are a liar, a crook, and just like the same like everyone else. You know what I'm saying? And you just fear the fact that this man win the presidency and cross your all asses just the same. So you're gonna try everything to keep Donald J. Trump out of there. You know what I'm saying? While you push the Luciferian blood sucking agenda of our country right into a nuclear war. Yeah. Or some other bullshit. I see they have asked, Greg Abbott to remove those things, you know what I'm saying? We see Governor Hoxel urges Florida to implement stricter gun control and manage hate speech following Jacksonville shooting. You know what I'm saying? I think that people need to slow down on many of this stuff. You know what I'm saying? We see where Representative Claudia well, Tenney demands to know how feds are vetting migrants. Oh, they ain't gonna do none of that. But she needs to stay on that path and push it on. We see many of the rich are leaving New York. We see McCain warns of, saying authoritarianism threat should be heeded. You know what I'm saying? Coming from John McCain. You know what I'm saying? But we see 5 years ago, you know what I'm saying, today, the United States and the world lost an indispensable advocate for freedom. You know what I'm saying? Senator John McCain, the Republican of Arizona, was one of those rare figures who fought for the value he held dear in every aspect of his life. You know what I'm saying? From the military career to 5 years in prison, you know what I'm saying, prisoner of war, you know what I'm saying, to more than 30 years of representing the Arizona in the Senate, to his role as one of America's foremost statesmen. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I see he's given a warning about authoritarianism and many other things. And I understand that we see the uh, title, Mass up again in New York, COVID variant rising, but it's not coming from anything in the air. So why you keep talking about mask up is the problem I don't understand with these people. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing in the air. You know what I'm saying? The only thing is going on is that the fact that you continuously pushing these agendas, mask, this, that, 6 feet apart, all this show mode in the go-go. You know what I'm saying? That you're gonna push in order to keep people believing in your nonsense, so you can keep on shoving it in them. You know what I'm saying? When civil and moral order, you know what I'm saying, degenerate, you have what we call a tragedy of great proportion, you know what I'm saying, that could lead to the end of life as you know it. That's what happened when civil and moral order degenerates. Now you either get it together or you're gonna be, catch it real bad, because that's when you're gonna have straight anarchy, destruction, no food, water, electric, and all the comforts of life that you take so dear and joke around now spying on me about and digging all up in mine, falling behind the ching chong wong beating them across the street, you know what I'm saying, on the bullshit, you're gonna pay a heavy price that you ain't gonna regret. And you're thinking that it's gonna be glory and life for you. But it's not. What's gonna happen is you as American citizens gonna be enslaved the same way you enslaved the black man. So you better start getting your head out of your ass and start to be more stronger on the fight against the beast as a whole. There is no more time to be sitting up here grinning and skinning to the side and everything's a joke. It's not a joke anymore. It's real. We see Bill Clinton, you know what I'm saying, killed Clinton, Slick Willie, you know what I'm saying, and Prince Smooth Charles, you know, it's crazy behind, you know what I'm saying, breaking a sweat over secrets Barbara Streisand plans to spill in her tell book. Well, that's all right, but she's still looking cute to me, Barbara. It's a great voice. But anyway, we see White House say assistance assistance to New York for migrant influx. You know what I'm saying? It depends on Congress. Yeah, and it depends on your crooked ass getting the hell out of our government because I can't stand you. When Como went, you should have went too. You know what I'm saying? When you went Como, you should have went to Times Square, back to the bad old days. Oh yeah, it's it's shithole. Oh yeah, that's what they wanted to do. This is what they do. This is you understand. A lot of this is by design. What is this year, last year, 20 years ago, 10 years ago, 10 years ahead? This is their shit. As long as they stay in rule, along with the crooked motherfuckers in all parties that may carry on, it's flushed out. You're going to have this type of design of people. And it's very easy to do because there is nothing to back up your money. There's nothing to back up if the different factions of things that happen to people in life that cause them to fall into this situation. Yes, everybody can stay normal and never go down the road in that at all. But everybody hits some type of hard times in their life. We see more schools closing, popping up, but not because of COVID. We see Staten Island, New York City, not Staten Island and New York City not going quietly amid creepy Biden created a migrant crisis. Of course he created it. Of course he created it. And the only way to stop it is for the people to come out 400 billion trillion people, American people standing as one. You know what I'm saying? Because this is what he wanted to do in all ways. You know what I'm saying? This is what he wanted to do in all ways. You know what I'm saying? And they should never go quietly into the night. Anytime he would flood our country with and dump the whole damn near South America into America is ridiculous. That's like we dumping the whole of America into South America. You know what I'm saying? It might be enough to cover. It might be enough because it's big, but it's still a strange land and a different land to Americans and so forth and so on. But at the same time, it would overcrowd all the cities and and stuff like that, and that will happen. So we have to be careful in what we allow into America and push it back. You know what I'm saying? And push back. So we have to make it that way. So we see that happening. So it's good to see that they are pushing back against this type of stuff. You know what I mean? And it's not the fact of you pushing the people out of the United States, but what needs to happen, there needs to be some fairism. Just like you have economical growth and status on this side, there should be economical growth and status on that side. So what is the real plans that seems to be going on here where you have that much oil and that much in that region that the trade and so forth could be benefiting the people and they could be building a good better country. But we have such chaotic individuals that cause so much havoc on the plans, what I'm saying, in many ways, what I'm saying, pushing these people over here. The population is going to grow if they stay here because they're going to want to have families, they're going to have babies, they're going to have this, they're going to have that. You know what I'm saying? So we're looking at a great population and it's causing havoc. One thing Biden have to understand, you cannot do that. You cannot have an open, how would you be, why did anybody even accept the vote for this man and Kamala? Speaking about an open border policy. You know what I'm saying? So I guess every Spanish person in the world up on Broadway in Harlem and different places, and all the Dominicans, everybody voted for open border policy as well. Okay, and I hope that you understand what you are doing. But at the same time, when we look at the situation with people Joe Biden preaching that, who would have voted for a person saying that? Was everybody on crack, or just being straight stupid, or the intelligent people was saying something and you weren't hearing? Because an open border policy can be very dangerous in all ways. You know what I'm saying? In all ways, you know, from what we're seeing, you know, and we see where they're standing up against it because it's aggravating people, you know what I'm saying? But we see Staten Island, the estimated 1,000 people, you know what I'm saying, turned out the other day to protest the placement of migrants in the old St. Luda Academy in, you know what I'm saying, the guys called Awa or Arca or whatever, I don't know, whatever. You know what I'm saying? When 1,000 people showed up for anything on Staten Island, you know what I'm saying, something's happening. You know what I'm saying? From what we see here in Staten Island, isn't, you know what I'm saying, isn't alone in drawing the line. You know what I'm saying? Drawing the line. When it comes to turning over one area after another to flood the migrants, you know what I'm saying, and creepy Joe Biden, want to be president cheating ass, you know what I'm saying, however, you know, directing this is, well, purportedly allowing into the country. Yes, well, we know that. We know he's purportedly allowing it into the country. We know that part. That we do know. You know what I'm saying? He is doing that. I don't see why people don't see it that way. He is doing that. But that's what he wanted to do because he's going to use these people for some reason. He's going to use, that's the picture in the Detroit airport. He's going to use these people or use us against them against us, or he's going to use something or the other to do with these people where it's going to be almost a replacement theory in itself if people don't get their minds against what's going on in the shape and form. Why would a president, if you ask yourself this question, why would a president preach open border policy, you know what I'm saying, to the point where they set up a conflict at the border, even trapping Trump into the bullshit and blaming him for shit that he didn't do, which was Obama and Biden and Hillary Clinton and the rest of them did that bullshit, and then preached open border policy, where he told them they have 100 days to get to the border if they're escaping coyotes and cartels. So at the same time, they drive all these people over here, whatever plans they had on the other side as well, join with the beast over here as well, you know what I'm saying, in the same game, you know what I'm saying, and drive all the people and all of you, millions and millions of people migrating up out of that country into the United States, and then doing it to the point where they're sleeping on the street and causing great potential health crisis and many other things, and then one kicking old people out to house them, kicking the old people out, kicking the old folks, the seniors out, the nursing homes to house asylum seekers, and then taking over one place or another. How many of those people are you going to fit into New York City before it gets overpopulated, overcrowded, and to the point everybody's at each other's throat? As we see, this is already happening. So the right of Staten Island standing up and protesting is very, very important.